Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the deep playthrough of Gran Turismo 5. Previous episode we officially already completed the campaign, or at least the ending credits rolled. But the weird thing is, just like in GT4, it's like in a random moment within the campaign. It's after completing the professional series do you get the ending credits. They probably do that because if you would only see the ending credits after, let's say, 100% game completion, then a lot less people will see it because they will not even get there. So they put it quite early in the game, but it just feels a bit weird. Like, okay, now you're done and now you're just doing only secondary stuff. Well, that is not the case at all. We just have like full campaign tiers left, the expert and the extreme series, like all these races. We also have several license tests left, several special events still. So we are still in the middle of it. But anyways, this episode we are going to do the next license test, which is the IB. International B license. We start with Red Road Stopping Challenge. And these stopping challenges can be super tricky. At least in the previous license test. Yes, this one with the Aston Martin on the Top Gear test track was super tricky. Anyways, let's just go with it. This is also the Top Gear test track, I'm pretty sure, but now in the wet, so this could be just as tricky actually. So it could easily take the whole episode, like 2 hours or something. Wet Road Stopping Challenge. Here you'll be tested on stopping a car on a wet road. Launch the car and try to stop in the stopping zone stage 400 meters ahead. On wet driving surfaces, a thin coat of water is formed between the tire and the road surface that significantly decreases the grip and traction of the tire. Obviously, throttle control at the start is important as well. As well as deciding on the braking point. Persistence is key, so keep trying and learn from your errors. Only then will a gold prize be attainable. Yeah, if they say persistence is key, then I already know how late it is. It will be extremely hard. And I also prefer to drive these challenges without traction control. So in the wet that will probably also make it more hard. Although we do have a 4-wheel drive car, so we should hopefully not have that much wheel spin. But now I'm curious. This is because I think it should become more difficult the higher you go in the licenses. Although there were, especially in the B one, I found a very first license test, but there were some very tricky tests over here. Much more so than in the A and the IC. IC was pretty easy if I remember. Anyways, do we have more of those? Because I'm a little bit afraid. We had like 400 meter stopping here, then 1000 meter stopping. Now we have 400 meter in the wet. But I'm sure then we will also get like 1000 meter in the wet stopping somewhere. And 1000 meter was much more difficult than 400 meter. Although I don't see any 1000 meter stopping here. So hopefully we will not get that. Anyways, let's just do it. 14.9 is what we're looking for. It's nice. There's always a guidance section. The traction control is off by default. Nice, I like it. So we have really like a level playing field. Not making it harder on ourselves, but the game just decides for everyone the driving option settings.
Here you'll be tested on stopping a car on a wet road. Launch the car and try to stop in the stopping zone staged 400 meters ahead. On wet driving surfaces, a thin coat of water is formed between the tyre and the road surface that significantly decreases the grip and the traction of the tyre.
I think he starts...
Obviously, throttle control at the start is important, as well as deciding on the braking point. Persistence is key, so keep trying and learn from your errors. Only then will the gold prize be attainable. At At launch, throttle control is very important. To avoid excessive wheel spin, launch by gradually feeding in the throttle. If it's difficult to feed the throttle in delicately, you can try launching using second or third gear. When braking, aim at the reference point and get on the brakes hard. Depending on how well you launch the car, your speed may vary, which in turn affects the braking distance. To achieve the best possible time, you'll need to be efficient with the launch, as well as finding the ideal braking point.
All right, I have the feeling that he's now slamming it into the rev limiter, so I don't see any throttle modulation at the start. It's just pedal to the metal. He is braking the before last stripe at the end of that stripe. And indeed he's coming still, that's the key. You have to come to a standstill, like 1 centimeter after the braking zone. Your rear wheels really must be almost on the line where the braking zone starts, so that you don't spend any time rolling into the braking zone. You really want to be stopping as close to you really want to put all your 4 wheels within the braking zone as close to the edge as possible. That is really what also got me with the 1,000-meter braking test. Eventually the win. But yeah, that is almost out of your control. It is indeed perseverance, just doing it over and over until you just hit that magic combination of acceleration time and exact braking braking point. Alright, here we go, no more kidding around. I like this car, by the way. The color, the styling. It's just a regular GTR, but somehow in that... Holy shit. Was not expecting... I was expecting a bit of ABS or something to come in. But what, yeah, this is just a regular GTR, but somehow this one looks very clean to me. I don't know why. It's maybe the year, the model year. Looks beautiful. Normally I'm not that big of a fan of the styling. Yeah, wow. That's really weird. So you cannot really slam the brake. Holy shit. We need 1.5 seconds of the time. This is pretty crazy because yeah, ABS is it's totally off, so it's also fixed. I really like it because it does forces you to just get good. But yeah, if there's any test that you would expect a bit of ABS, it's this one, but apparently not. So it's also really about modulating the brake, because once the wheel starts to skid, it is just done. $15.8. We need a second. That's so much. God damn it, I'm not really looking forward to this. And then also that cone slalom that's coming up, which are often also really difficult. this is going to be crazy. I already feel it. Yeah, so I was trying to see if starting in first gear, the last 2 attempts I started in second. First gear, is that doing better? But I don't know. Yes, it is actually. Alright, I do think first gear is the way to go. But again, you have to be very... It's really tricky. Because if you start to spin, it's already too late. Absolutely mental. Alright, I think I can brake a bit later than the beginning of that before last stripe. Nope. Normally I don't really use the ghost, but for this one I will make an exception. Because this will otherwise, I need to know, I can do it blind, but holy shit, man. Oh my god, this is going to be a nightmare. God damn it, man. Need a full second. Oh my god. Alright, I will get to second gear. Fuck it. I have no idea how I could. You don't know. I'm pressing the brake. You just have no clue to know how much you can push it. If you push it too little, you're brake distance is too long. If you push it too much, then you will look on the wheels and then you just slide out. Yeah, it's absolutely infuriating. I now, at the start of that before last stripe, I braked a little bit later because the attempt before I braked at the start of the before last stripe and I had I fell short of the braking zone, so I thought, okay, we'll start to brake a little bit later, and then you immediately overshoot. There's so many things that can go wrong, and if the time is so sharp, this is going to be absolutely a nightmare. Oh my god. Oh fucking hell, man. Oh, I cannot handle this. But I need to get through it. It's not fun at all, this. Oh my god. Oh my fucking hell, man. Sorry. I know what this is going to entail. I cannot handle it. I have a day job. I would like to have a bit of progress, like relaxing, but I also don't want to take the easy way out, like settle for a bronze or anything. So I know what this is going to get a gold here. It's going to take me hours. Fucking hell. I was afraid of a test like this. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Oh my god. It doesn't even feel fun to brake because you are very hesitant with. You cannot slam the brake because it will lock up your wheels. So you very randomly start to modulating it. But then you feel like, okay, I'm going too slow on the brake, so I will do a little bit more, and then your wheels lock up, and you lock up anyways, even though you have it not fully depressed. Even 70% brake already locks up your wheels. It is absolutely infuriating. God damn it. Here, now I'm coming short. I'm braking at the exact same moment as before. It is so annoying. So then I will brake a little bit later, but then I will overdo it and overshoot. That was at least a good one, but still 3/10 of the time. So this is what it's going to be. It's going to be very random. I don't feel that I'm in control. I will just have to do it over and over again, and then one time I will hopefully get lucky. Here, you see now I'm coming short. It's so annoying. Oh my god. God damn it, just short of the time of the line. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Right, my best time, but I'm really improving like 100s, and I'm still 2/10 of the time. It's just crazy. You know what? Normally I don't watch the inside of the guide car, but in this case I'm gonna do it. I hate these kinds of challenges.
Here you'll be tested on stopping a car on a wet road. Launch the car and try to stop in the stopping zone staged 400 meters ahead.
So he just slams it in the rev limiter in one. That's so weird. I was not expecting that.
On wet driving surfaces, a thin coat of water is formed between the tyre and the road surface that significantly decreases the grip and the traction of the tyre. Obviously, throttle control at the start is important, as well as deciding on the braking point. Persistence is key, so keep trying and learn from your errors. Only then will the gold prize be attainable. At launch, throttle control is very important. To avoid excessive wheel spin, launch by gradually feeding in the throttle. If it's difficult to feed the throttle in delicately, you can try launching using second or third gear. When braking, aim at the reference point and get on the brakes hard. Depending on how well you launch the car, your speed may vary, which in turn affects the braking distance. To achieve the best possible time, you'll need to be efficient with the launch, as well as finding the ideal braking point.
Alright, so I see a time to the right. Total time, I think it stops at 14.7. But then it says best lap, which should be 14.7. That says 15.1. So I'm not even sure whether this is a gold run. Sometimes these guide runs are not gold times, awkwardly so. Oh my god, this is taking so much time. Fucking brake tests. Yeah, I do think the car is now stationary 14.7. Right, why is it in the middle 14.7 and to the right 14.666? And then it's so confusing. But yeah, so I'm gonna just try in one, slam it in the rev limiter. I cannot imagine it's faster, but if the guide says so. Normally I really would like to figure it all out by myself, but I don't have time for this crap. Sorry. But these tests, they're a little bit too much. You are actually quicker. I see the ghost in the rear view mirror now. Alright, that could indeed be the difference, what I need. So maybe it's not that hard at all. You just need to know that. Contrary to the guide guys, the guidance notes, the guy was saying, yeah, you have to modulate the throttle at the start. You don't need to do that at all. It is just slamming it into the rev limiter in first gear. And just let the four-wheel drive take care of the rest. Alright, whatever. Also don't forget, I think shifting down upon braking somehow can help. Fucking hell, man. I'm just like 1 centimeter outside the braking zone. Oh my god, but maybe I have silent hope that it's actually not as hard as you would think. You just do it this way. At least I have a consistent start now. Compared to earlier where I was just trying to figure it out. And again, I'm coming short. I need to just brake not a meter, but literally 20 centimeters later than what I'm doing now. At least we have one big variable out of the equation, and that's the start, which is totally consistent. You don't need to modulate anything, and you're still quick. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Fuck this shit. Again, yeah, fucking hell. Alright, I need a break. Fuck these fucking braking tests. And also now, I do like the challenge, of course, but if finally Bitcoin, for example, does its fucking thing, so I can maybe in the future work a bit less, then I have some more time, then I don't mind spending 24/7 on this. But if you just have like, you have to, whoever invented working in this fucked up society, but you have to do almost all your time spending it on a retarded day job, then it becomes very annoying if you have to encounter tests like this, because I'm only half focused. I'm half with my mind in the real life. And again, that's what I like about these older games, the challenge and the quirkiness and really super hard tests. I super like it. So it is really me. It's not even so much the game, but it's just I'm frustrated that I don't have the time to just properly sit down, properly enjoy, properly learn the tests myself without looking at exactly how the guidance guy does it. Although I must say in this case, that really sped it up. Otherwise I would have continued trying in second gear and being much slower than just launching in first gear. Although it makes no sense compared to the guidance notes, which really said like, yeah, watch out for wheel spin, balance the throttle at the start and blah blah blah. There's no need for that whatsoever. So that's a good tip, but still I would have liked to figure that all out by myself, but that just takes time, and that's time that I don't have. And then I get really frustrated. Not with the game, just with life in general, like that whole working schedule and wasting your time at a stupid day job. Anywho, I will be taking a quick break and then we just continue like nothing ever happened. See you in a sec. Alright, continuing like nothing ever happens. What the fuck can you do, man? What the fuck can you do? And now I'm fucking hell, man. Braking way too lightly. It is, you have no feel. It's just random how far you press the brake pedal. You cannot know. Either you press it too much and you start to slide, then it's game over. Or you press it too light and you overshoot. There is just no way of knowing. It is just doing it over and over again until you will hit it just right. That's really doesn't have anything to do with skill. Here again, fuck it so fucking hard, man. Fuck it so hard. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Here, and now I'm suddenly, don't ask me why, but now I'm suddenly stopping short. It is so random, it's so annoying, it's so frustrating. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. God damn it, almost 4700, less than 1/10. So this is absolutely the way, starting in first, etc. Oh my god, annoying. Because it's less than half a second. If I would just, if the quarter would have fallen, or that the dice would have fallen okay. That's the problem with getting so close. It's less than half a second. If for whatever reason it would have been okay, then I would have been done. But you can just as well fail with like 3 seconds difference instead of half a second, or less than half 1/10 of a second. That's what I wanted to say, by the way. We are less than half of a tenth of a second away, but that could just mean that I have to do it for another hour, and that you can just better fail dramatically instead of being so close. And then, because it doesn't really matter, it's not like, oh, you're now so close, then you are almost there. No, it is just totally random. It can just take another hour or 2 hours. So it's only extra frustrating if you get so close. But, oh my god. God damn it, I thought maybe this would have been it. Nope. Why does it start to slide all at the end? It's so annoying. We're suddenly stopping short. It is, sometimes you brake way better than other times. Don't ask me why. It's so annoying. Because you cannot really know it up front. It is just... It is just luck of the draw. Luck of the fucking draw it is. my god, I thought that was a good one, but nope. Oh my god. Nice! Woo! And this is exactly what I mean. The car started to slide all at the end. I heard the rubber sliding, so I was like, okay, this is not it. But it was. So it is really random. Sorry for my ranting and raving, because I really was afraid that I would be stuck here for 3 hours. All in all, it went actually quicker than I expected. So very, very annoying test, these brake tests. And again, if I would have had all the time in the world, I wouldn't mind. But I don't have all the time in the world. That's so annoying. Here, it started to slide, but I was just, and that's it. I was just with my wheels. You can see it here, with my wheels over the line. And that is really what you have, that's basically luck. That you're not like stopping 1 meter after the braking zone, not 1 meter before, but exactly with your rear wheels. You want to be on the braking zone. Alright, I don't know why can't we change the camera? Oh my god. Yeah, you cannot really see it, but which is super annoying as well. Why is everything so annoying? Ah, we can do photo mode. Don't even need photo mode. You see the line, we are now approximately standing still. Yeah, I was maybe half a meter over the line or something. Let's quickly see, but not that much. That is really what is important here. You see, I'm standing still. I shouldn't have stopped 20 centimeters earlier and also not 20 centimeters later. You really want to stop exactly on the line, and that is how you win these kinds of races, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, in my view, that is just a matter of luck. And also, honestly, I find the guidance note in this one confusing, saying like, oh, you have to modulate the throttle on start. You don't need to do that at all. It's just slamming it in the limiter in first. Even if there's wheel spin, apparently that is the quickest way. But anyways, in the pocket, I would say. So, IB2, tackling the first corner of Circuito de Madrid. The SS on the first part of the Madrid city course is the venue for this test. You'll be faced with a sequence of blind corners, a high-speed right-hander followed by a tight left-hander. This is a complex section, especially the tight left corners in the last section, where you will have to roll into the corner by trail braking. Try to leave enough weight on the front tires while braking to negotiate the turn. Be careful not to crash and get to the finish line in one piece. Alright, I have no idea. I think that the okay, it is indeed that semi-chicane and then that hairpin at the end, I think. I was thinking like, okay, which corners do they mean? But I think I know which. I heard a car spinning out and crashing into a barrier. Pretty funny. Not sure what that was. Maybe it was in my head, but I'm pretty sure I heard a car spinning. Maybe it was the demo car. I don't know if they can make mistakes. It would be really weird if it's just in the background menu a car driving and then the AI making mistakes. But I don't know.
The S's on the first part of the Madrid City course is the venue for this test. You'll be faced with a high-speed right-hander, followed by a tight left-hander, and consequent corners that are blind. This is a complex section, especially the tight left corners in the last section, where you will have to roll into the corner by trail braking. Try to leave enough weight on the front tires while braking to negotiate the turn. Be careful not to crash and obviously get to the finish line in one piece. For this exercise, don't reduce the speed of your vehicle all at once. Instead, designate 2 stages for braking. First, decelerate before the high-speed right turn and position your car for the next corner, a left-hander, by not going wide at the exit. As soon as you clear the high-speed right turn, get back on the brakes to make the tight left-hand turn. The tendency here is to go into the second corner with too much speed, so make sure you decelerate appropriately.
Alright, it is already noted on it in earlier episodes, but it's really weird. The emulator only glitches out in these guidance runs. Then the car clips into the environment or it starts to fly. It's pretty funny to see. But yeah, so that you know, that is only in the guidance example runs. We are looking for a 16 flat. I must say, in the guidance run, the Audi, it looked very detailed, very beautiful. But it's pretty easy to unsettle it, god damn it. Alright, we need to be a lot faster. But again, look at these graphics, it looks amazing. 15-year-old game, almost 15-year-olds. Alright, very messy, but an improvement nonetheless. Alright, learning moments. This car, you can really accelerate very stable. It doesn't... God damn it, so annoying. But it is four-wheel drive, I'm pretty sure. And you can really, even if you're still angled, like turning a bit, you can just floor the throttle and it will accelerate out without spinning out. Nice, in the pocket. Not that much to spare, but who cares? I'm just curious, how fast was the demonstration guy?
The S's on the first part of the Madrid City course is the venue for this test. You'll be faced with a high-speed right-hander, followed by a tight...
Why isn't there no timing here? Or maybe if we keep it like this, it will be good.
Left-hander, and consequent corners that are blind. This is a complex section, especially the tight left corners in the last section, where you will have to roll into the corner by trail braking. Try to leave enough weight on the front tyres while braking to negotiate the turn. Be careful not to crash and obviously get to the finish line in one piece. For this exercise, don't reduce the speed of your vehicle all at once. Instead, designate two stages for braking. First, decelerate before the high-speed right turn and position your car for the next...
Oh my God. I think he was... Yeah, I think it was a 16-1, or was it a 15-1? Now I'm confused. Pretty sure I saw 16-1, so that's not even a goal time. And of course, I'm not even sure whether this time...
The S's on the first part of the Madrid City course is the venue for this test. You'll be faced with a high-speed right-hander, followed by a tight left-hander, and consequent corners that are blind. This is a complex section, especially the tight left corners in the last section, where you will have to roll into the corner by trail braking.
Yeah, it is like 15.7. So yeah, 15.9. It's weird that his time doesn't stop. 16.1. It just continues to. It doesn't stop when he passed the finish line. 15.9.
Try to leave enough weight on the front tyres while braking to negotiate.
But what I wanted to say, I'm not even sure whether this is a valid time because he's also clipping through a barrier. So is that time just fixed? And is it just a graphical glitch that it's not impacting the time because that's fixed for this guidance run? Or is it because he is cutting, or it seems like he's cutting a little bit the track because he can clip through the barrier? Will his time now be lower than it otherwise would have been? I have no idea.
The turn. Be careful not...
Actually, normally I see these guidance times. I look at them after I did it, figured it out myself in my own time. It is just to dent my own driving ego or confidence, because often they are like, you are like, ah man, I got the goal time with 1/10 below it, and then the demo time is like 1 second below that or something. So it's really like an eye opener. The goal time was not
crash and obviously
that good. So
get to the finish line in one.
But for these, and I think also the first one, the braking test, the actual demo time, it is not that much lower than the goal time. I think it was more or less the same time as I had.
Piece. For this exercise, don't reduce the speed of your vehicle all at once.
Here, I think in this one, with the braking test, the best lap time was not representative. I think it was even below the goal time. We will check it out, I'm curious. But for this one, I do think it may be representative.
Instead, designate two stages for braking. First, decelerate before...
Here, and now very briefly, in blue, his best lap comes up. 15.962. Alright, 15.96. No, yeah, that's my time. Why would my time be there?
The S's on the first part of the Madrid City course is the venue for this test. You'll be faced with a high-speed right-hander, followed by a tight left-hander, and consequent corners.
Here, that's where he just clips the barrier, so I assume he can carry more speed if you go in a straight line here.
That are blind. This is a complex section, especially the tight left corners in the last section.
15.91, and he is already past the line, so I think he would have driven, yeah, you tell me, 15.8 or something?
Where you will have to roll into the corner by trail braking.
15.7.
Try to leave enough weight on the front tyres while braking to negotiate the turn. Be careful not to crash and obviously get to the finish line in one piece. For this exercise, don't reduce the speed of your vehicle all at once.
Alright, he's now at 15.7.
Instead, designate 2 stages for braking.
Fucking hell, man.
First, decelerate.
Sorry, it's so annoying trying to pause this. I'm pressing that button and then he is already like 20 meters. I'm really click pressing the button, but it's way too laggy to register correctly.
Accelerate before the high-speed right turn and position your car for the next corner, a left-hander.
Sorry, I'm a little bit moody, but that's really because of that first test and also the fact that it's against Sunday night and the work week is waiting again. It's so annoying.
By not going wide at the exit. As soon as you clear the high-speed right turn, get back on the brakes to make the tight left-hand turn. The tendency here is to go into the second corner with too much speed, so make sure.
Alright, now this is approximately, I assume that the timer stops when you hit the finish line, not when the rear of the car passes the finish line. And I think now the front bumper spoiler thing is already over the finish line. The tire not yet, but the car it is. So this is more or less his time. So that's a 15.8. So he is like a little bit more than a tenth quicker. So it's not even that fast of a time, I would say. Let's quickly see. I'm just curious. Sorry, sometimes it's also just messing around a bit. You see, the car is really clipping through. I cannot get anywhere else. Probably also not supposed to be here on this side of the barrier. I cannot get, yeah, I'm basically pretty stuck, but he is already quite far. I'm not sure, but it looks like actually more over the line than I would have thought. So yeah, he's probably in the 15.7 here. We are not supposed to be here, but we are here now, so can't we get somewhere fun? Not really. Again, the amount of detail, top shop, yeah, pretty amazing. I do see a lot of screen tearing, although VSync is on, doesn't really seem to do anything. But whatever, you cannot have it all. It just looks still pretty damn amazing if you ask me. Right, what is this for a weird camera angle now? Why doesn't it go back to the car? Alright, whatever. So 15.7, I would say. Now I'm also curious about the other one, honestly. It was such a weird time. Just curious how much lower than the goal time he was. We had a 14.892, so only 8,000 under the time. 14.9 is the time.
Here you'll be tested on stopping a car on a wet road. Launch the car and try to stop in the stopping zone staged 400 meters ahead. On wet driving surfaces, a thin coat of water is formed between the tyre and the road surface that significantly decreases the grip and the traction of the tyre.
so he's at 14.2 now. 14.5, let's say.
Obviously, throttle control at the start is important, as well as deciding on the braking point. Persistence is...
I do think that is his time. So there you see that indeed the guidance lamp can be a lot quicker than you would expect. There's a lot more room to gain. So my 14.89 something really was not that good. You can get into the... what was it?
is key, so keep trying and learn from your errors. Only then will the gold prize be attainable. At launch, throttle control is very important.
Here, this is the confusing message. At launch, throttle control is important. It is literally is 0 of a factor. You just throttle to the floor and you just... that's also what the the car does. At least, I'm pretty sure. He's
to avoid excessive wheel
he's not throttle controlling at all. He is just...
spin, launch by gradually feeding...
Why is he on the... in the rev limiter, but to the left of the one you see 2 bars, a grey one and a red one. No, the grey one is indeed throttle. Yeah, so he now has like... I wanted to say, why don't I see it's in the rev limiter, but I don't see a throttle input. But actually it is there. The grey one, I thought it was the brake, but that is his throttle. So he is just pedal to the metal. And he is not controlling the throttle at all. At least I don't think so. It will just be pedal to the metal.
in the throttle. If it's...
So the vertical bar just be to the left of that oil little icon from the engine warning lights. And that is a little bit to the left of the one in the gear indicator. That vertical light grey bar.
difficult to feed the throttle in delicately, you can try launching using second or third gear.
Yeah, so that is super confusing. Maybe in other cars it's a factor, but not in this car. Even the guidance lab is just flooring it. There's no throttle control or however he calls it. Well, how did he call it?
When braking, aim at the reference point and get on the brakes hard. Depending on how well you launch the car, your speed may vary, which in turn affects the braking distance. To achieve the best possible time, you'll need to be efficient.
Oh my god, you cannot rewind his voice, only the... Oh my god, only the display.
Here you'll be tested on stopping a car on a wet road. Launch the car and try to stop in the stopping zone staged 400 meters ahead. On wet driving surfaces, a thin coat of water is formed between the tyre and the road surface that significantly decreases the grip and the traction of the tyre.
So 14.5 I would say.
Obviously, throttle control at the start is important.
But the problem is that I'm not sure whether he's really standing still, but there's no... He's not like standing... The camera immediately once he stops, or like a fraction of a second after, it just pans away to the start again. It's super annoying. But now the voiceover is talking about that called throttle control.
As well as deciding on the braking point. Persistence is key, so keep trying and learn from your errors. Only then will the gold prize be attainable. At launch, throttle control is very important. To avoid excessive wheel spin, launch...
Yeah, it's actually maybe a 14.7, it's not a 14.5.
by gradually feeding in the throttle. If it's difficult to feed the throttle in delicately, you can try launching using second or third gear. When braking, aim at the reference point and get on the brakes hard. Depending on how well you launch the car, your speed may vary, which in turn affects the braking distance. To achieve the best possible time, you'll need...
Yeah, I think it's a 14.7, it's not a 14.5. He was still rolling, I think, there. But anyways, he was talking about delicately feeding the throttle. Delicately, and he said, yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit absent-minded. He said delicately feeding throttle control.
Here you'll be
Also
tested
another
on
term.
stopping a car on a wet road. Launch the car and try to stop in the stopping zone staged 400 meters ahead. On wet driving surfaces, a thin coat of water is formed between the tyre and the road surface that significantly decreases the grip and the traction of the tyre. Obviously, throttle control at the start is important, as well as deciding on the braking point. Persistence is key, so keep trying and learn from your errors. Only then will the gold prize be attainable. At launch, throttle control is very important. To avoid excessive wheel spin, launch by gradually feeding in the throttle.
Gradually feeding and delicately feeding. Alright, so it's really weird. Total time to the left 14.71. In the middle it's 14.75. But yeah, it's around 14.7 I would say.
If it's difficult to feed the throttle in delicately, you can try launching using second or third feet.
Alright, so I find that 14.7 something. We had a 14.8. Yeah, it's still, the goal time actually is not that far off from the guidance time. There are tests, and also in Gran Turismo, for example, on the Nürburgring circuit experience, where the goal time, the guidance run is way quicker than the goal time. Sometimes it's quite a big difference. That you're like happy with your goal time and then you check the guide time and then you get like a dent in your driving confidence. Like holy shit, there's a lot more on the table still. But I do find it very confusing that the game says like throttle control is important, gradually feeding in the throttle, delicately throttle feeds, while there's couldn't be further from the truth. So that really makes you as a player start to mess around with delicately balancing the accelerator upon start. Well, that takes a lot of time. It's super inconsistent. One time it works, the other time it doesn't. Well, the best consistent way is the easiest way. Just pedal to the metal, and it's also the fastest way probably. So it's really, that they should have adjusted that. Maybe that was when the test was initially meant for another car or something, but not for this car. Anywho, we are going to do IB3. Oh no, cone challenge. Extremely annoying as well, at least in GT4. Front rear cone slalom challenge. This is the second installment of the slalom. Did we have an earlier slalom? I don't even remember. This time you'll be piloting a front rear car. Just like the previous slalom test, try to get to the finish line without touching the cones. FR cars are more difficult than FF cars, especially when it comes to controlling the throttle. Your test car doesn't possess much power, but take special care in applying smooth throttle inputs because any violent movements can upset the balance of the car. I do think I remember a slalom, and it was not that hard actually, or not so hard as in, yeah, it's over here, cone slalom. Yeah, it was not easy, but it's certainly not as hard as Gran Turismo 4 in, I think, a Z4. That was crazy. Let's hope this one is a bit doable. Some kind of a weird concept car. God damn it, I'm getting slowly into the vibe again of always too late. Getting totally into the flow, and now it's Sunday evening. It's so annoying.
This is the second installment of the slalom. This time you'll be piloting a rear-wheel drive car. Just like the previous slalom test, try to get to the finish line without touching the cones. Rear-wheel drive cars are more difficult than front-wheel drive cars, especially when it comes to controlling the throttle. Your test car doesn't possess much power, but take special care in applying smooth throttle inputs, because any violent movement can upset the balance of the car. The key here is car control and rhythm. Make sure you don't steer much and get as close to the cones as you can. You'll need to be extra careful with a rear-wheel drive car, so keep all of your steering and throttle inputs smooth.
Alright, the car is not glitching out, also not in the brake test, but of course it's only a straight line. It's more in tracks, in tests with tracks, etc. Corners. that in the guidance runs, the cars start to clip through the environment. It's pretty funny. Anywho, I think also the accelerator here, it is just the acceleration starts. It is just pedal to the metal. No modulation whatsoever. Here we go. Alright, I thought that the finish would be sooner. Way too much. Rotation. Fucking god. Accidentally hit the cone. Fuck this fucking shit. Fuck this fucking shit. Motherfucker, man. Motherfucker. Again, I'm not that long in the test. I'm just really afraid that it will take me forever to get this. Because I'm really driving badly. I also don't know, do I need to only lift off? Do I need to brake? No idea. Maybe I can do both. Oh my god, oh my god. I hate these tests so much. Fucking shit. Fucking hell. So far off. Still need more than half a second. Fucking hell. like the challenge, but I don't have the time. That's so annoying. I really need to find a way to get more time. I mean, we still need more than 3/10. It may not look like a lot, or seem like a lot, but it is. Oh, nice. At least some improvements. So it's all about getting the first ones pretty stable, and for the last one you really want to open up the throttle as soon as possible towards the finish line. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I made it, but I already know it's a super bad time. It's such a waste of time. There's no way to get the win without those failed attempts, but still. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Why the fuck are those wipers on? Tenths, that's so much. God damn it. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. God damn it, almost. Now it's really about minimizing steering input. You want to carve through it in as straight a line as possible. But that's a lot easier said than done. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so easy to hit them. Fuck this test. Fuck this test. Again, I'm finishing it, but I know it will be, it's even not that bad, but it will not be a win time, so to say. But you do have to finish it, because sometimes a win time is totally unexpected. Like with the braking tests, I was not expecting my win attempt to be a win actually. This is for sure not a win time, yes. 4/10 of the goal time. Fucking hell. You cannot get the car, lose time in the rev limiter. Lifted off too much, this will be a 0.9 or something. Yeah, even worse. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. That's weird. That's, I think, exactly the same as my previous records. 564, 0.564. Half a tenth above the goal time. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Raging here. Oh my fucking god, man. I so understand people that just start throwing controllers. I never did it. It would be very liberating, probably. Fucking hell, man. Fuck, it's so hard. So bad. So fucking bad. That's also the problem. That fucking line on the tarmac would be really nice if you can. Let's see if we can disable that, because it only confuses me. Those red sections. We're not childs here. We don't need a cartoony line on the tarmac. We're not idiots. Ah, you cannot turn it off. Why would you do that? Fucking hell. Those design decisions, like a mandatory guideline, that is where gaming went wrong. Trying to dumb everything down. Dumbing it down, trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator and making just generic bland crap. Look at Ubisoft. This line is the equivalent to an Assassin's Creed game with an overcluttered HUD, or any game where you have no sense of exploration because what you have to do is already indicated in 5 icons on the screen all the time, like a big arrow, go here, then go there, then do this, then do that, instead of figuring it out yourself. It is the retardation of the last decade. It is incredible, at least if you ask me. Finally, god motherfucking damn it. And again, immediately 1/10 below the time. It's so random. Alright, in the pocket, let's see how fast the guidance car did it. Man, am I happy that I've done no more slalom
This
tests.
is the second installment of the slalom. This time you'll be piloting a rear-wheel drive car. Just like the previous slalom test, try to get to the finish line without touching the cones. Rear-wheel drive cars are more difficult than front-wheel drive cars, especially when it comes to controlling the throttle. Your test car doesn't possess much power, but takes special care in applying...
Alright, I don't know what that 19.0 time is. I don't even know what the time was. It was 18.5, I think.
Smooth throttle.
Alright, he's 18.2. Yeah, is he already over the finish line? I have no idea. Let me check. It's so, why doesn't it just give the, it can be so easy. Just give the time of the guy. He is not at all yet over the finish line.
Input.
And now maybe? Now he will be over the finish line. Yeah, just about. So what is his time here? 18.7, yeah, let's say 18.68 indeed, or something like that. Which is really weird, because the goal time is 18.5. It is so weird, this these guidance laps. I'm pretty sure we had an 18.4, so we were faster than the guide car. Yeah, alright, whatever. Sometimes it is maybe that during the game updates the driving model changed and that the times changed and then the guidance runs were not updated or something. Oh fuck my life, I was not looking forward to, I was looking forward to some fun ones like this one. Now we have to do ice. I'm not that fan of ice driving, but maybe it will be cool in this game. This is the first one, at least that I remember. Snow driving challenge. The scene of this test is the snow-covered course of Chamonix, where you will be tested on your ability to drive over snow. You'll practice on a simple, straightforward corner. A snow-covered road is more slippery than a dirt one, making the car's behavior unpredictable. So all of your driving inputs need to be carried out with care and a bit more quickly. Be careful not to crash and get to the finish line safely and quickly. Right, it doesn't sound too difficult. It's a 19.9 we need. Man, the music is so fun. It really helps me out of my frustration. Right. No worry about traction or anything, it will just be off by default. So we have a left-hander and a right-hander. It doesn't look that difficult, honestly. Man, I really feel like just playing this game now for 24/7.
The scene of this next test is the snow-covered course of Chamonix, where you'll be tested on your ability to drive over snow. You'll practice on a simple, straightforward corner. A snow-covered road is more slippery than a dirt one, making the car's behavior unpredictable. So all of your driving inputs need to be carried out with care and a little bit more quickly. Be careful not to crash and, of course, get to the finish line safely and quickly. Driving on snow is a slippery business, but if you can recall driving on dirt, it's not that complex. The important thing is how you manage the steering and throttle. Don't go too wide on any of the corners here and manage your speed with the throttle. Also, through high-speed corners like this one, taking wide turns isn't necessary.
Alright, let's see how he started. Was he full in the rev limiter? Not really, just randomly revving the engine. I have to say, it looks beautiful, this track. And somehow it may be less advanced, but I like the aesthetics overall. There's a whole shot, picture, or like emotion, like the game world. I like the look. It appeals to me better than GT7, than the snow track, for example, GT7, which is yes, higher resolution, more effects probably, but it also feels more disconnected. Like a very high detailed car, and then it feels like more people separately from each other worked on populating that game world, and it meshes fine together, but somehow I find, if you look at, for example, now at the background, this looks like a coherent, the color tone, everything meshes very well together. And with GT7 I find sometimes the car is a bit too oversaturated compared to other parts. I mean, it still looks amazing, and certainly in certain perspectives and with certain during sunset and night, and so it's still an amazing game. But call me crazy, I find GT5 looks more appealing to me. Alright, here we go. It's just a left-hander and a right-hander, I guess. Car feels quite slow. But it does feel a bit like a rally car. It's also, again, the types of cars I also like better in this game. But I'm repeating myself. I just like this game much better than GT7 for a variety of reasons. I will do a review episode, I think, after completing this game. I don't think I will be doing the B-spec mode, because I find that so useless. But at least I will be doing everything else, A-spec, special events, license tests, everything, win or first place. Golds or a first or a win. The problem with B-spec in this game also is I don't think you can speed it up. In GT4 you can fast forward a bit, or you can multiply the time passage. It's super annoying, this car goes wide. But you cannot accelerate time in B-spec in this game, as far as I know. So you're basically then, especially endurance races, basically watching the AI drive itself for hours on end. I don't see why that's a thing. I understand B-spec to use it for endurance races in A-spec. Alright, in the pockets. Holy shit! More than 2/10 below the gold time. That's weird. But in GT4 you could use accelerated version of B-spec to use it for the endurance races in A-spec. So a race that took 24 hours, you could do it in 8 hours. In this game that's not possible anymore. So I'm also a little bit worried about how I be tackling the endurance races, or whether I will be tackling them at all. I do want to do everything. But you cannot accelerate time anymore, so you really have to, if you have a 24-hour race, how are you going to do that? You have to do like 2 hours a day, and then it still will take you, of course in the weekend you can do 8 or 10 hours a day. So you could do it in a weekend, but it's still pretty crazy. In the pocket, let's see how fast the example car was, the guidance car.
The scene of this next test is the snow-covered course of Chamonix, where you'll be tested on your ability to drive over snow. You'll practice on a simple, straightforward corner. A snow-covered road is more slippery than a dirt one, making the car's behavior unpredictable. So all of your driving inputs need to be carried out with care and a little bit more quickly. Be careful not to crash and, of course, get to the finish line.
All right, this is, I think, his time, approximately 19.8 or something.
Safely and quickly. Driving on snow is...
And the goal time was 19.9. Yeah, we're quicker than the practice. Than the guide time, I think, at least. Not 100% sure. Let's test that one more time, sorry. I'm just curious. I don't know why, but I just find it fun to compare your time to the instructor.
The scene of this next test is the snow-covered course of Chamonix, where you'll be tested on your ability to drive over snow. You'll practice on a simple, straightforward corner. A snow-covered road is more slippery than a dirt one, making the car's behavior unpredictable. So all of your driving inputs need to be carried out with care and a little bit more quickly. Be careful not to crash and, of
Cool, hot air balloon. Straight ahead.
course, get to the finish line.
All right, now let's see. We are at 19.78. But he is not yet over the finish line. Oh, why are we starting over now? I don't understand. Where is the finish line? Ah, now he's already past the finish line suddenly. And we are now at 20.
Safely and quickly. Driving on snow is a slippery business, but if you can recall driving on dirt, it's not that complex. The important thing is how you manage the steering and throttle. Don't go too wide on any of the corners here and manage your speed with the throttle. Also, through high-speed corners like this one, taking wide turns isn't necessary.
I don't understand that comment. With high-speed corners like this one, taking wide turns is not necessary. Like if you're driving on tarmac or any other road surface, why would you take a wide turn if you can also take a tighter turn? I don't see what is meant there. Because the implication, if I understand it correctly, is that on other road surfaces you will take a wide turn for high-speed corners. I don't see why. You will just be traveling more distance. If you can also just as well take a tighter turn. But yeah, maybe that's just me. Anywho, I find it so vague that once this guide car crosses the finish line, that the clock doesn't stop. It just continues to run. Maybe that's a thing in the emulator or something. I cannot imagine that that is also the case for the PS5. The PS3. Alright, so we're still not there. Let's say it is 1/10 or something off. Or maybe a little bit less. And we are now at 19.866. God damn it, so annoying. Yeah, so it will be 19.8 something. And we had a 19.6, so yeah, indeed, we were, I think, quicker than the guide lap. Which is good for my driving confidence, because often the instructor is way quicker. Alright, one more in this episode. High-speed blind corners on Tokyo Route 246. Cool car, Honda NSX Type R 2002. What were the other cars? Suzuki SX4 WRC, Toyota FT86 Concept 09, Audi R8 5.2 FSI Quattro 2009, and the Nissan GTR Spec 5 2009. It looked really clean. It was a super annoying test, but the car was super clean. if you ask me. Alright, now we'll use the blind S's from turn 2 to turn 3 of Tokyo Route 246. The entry speed to the corner is relatively high and there is only one effective line through the section, so be careful where you drive. Also, the timing and entry to the turn is critical. Even a slight mistake will cause contact with the wall, so be careful and reach the finish line in one piece. Man, again, a nice tune. That is the first time I'm hearing it. At least I don't remember hearing it before. There's so much variety in the music in this game. It's amazing. Right, hopefully finally a cool test. Cool track. And not that the other tests were not cool, by the way, but hopefully a bit more. Secretly, I just want to say easier test. Not that the last one was very hard, but still. Alright, the car didn't glitch out in the guidance videos for a long time. I wonder, now we are on an actual track. So
now we'll use the blind S's from turn 2 to turn...
Not just like the straight section of the braking test or the slalom test. There, I can imagine that it doesn't glitch out, but on these really cornery tracks, in the guidance videos, often the car glitched out. But let's wait and see.
3 of Tokyo Route 246. The entry speed to the corner is relatively high, and there is only one effective line through the section, so be careful where you drive. Also, the timing and entry to the turn is critical.
Here, check out the textures of those bricks or those stones. Really well done, the color tone, etc. Anyways, the car is glitching out like there's no tomorrow. You see it on the map to the left. The car is totally off track somewhere in nowhere land in the middle of the track.
Even a slight mistake will cause contact with the wall, so be careful and reach the finish line in one piece. How you take the first left-hander, turn 2, is very important in successfully getting through these corners. Make sure you don't approach turn 2 with too much speed. Try to get to the inside of turn 2 while braking, but if that proves too difficult, finish your braking in a straight line. After you exit that corner, enter turn 3 from the right lane and aim for the inside curb of the left-hand corner. Then take the corner as if you were driving straight. In this section, the approach for the corners plays a bigger role than throttle control.
Alright, that final section I had no, I was absent-minded. I want to listen to it one more time, sorry. Just out of curiosity.
Now we'll use the blind S's from turn 2 to turn 3 of Tokyo Route 246. The entry speed to the corner is relatively high, and there is only one effective line through the section, so be careful where you drive. Also, the timing and entry to the turn is critical. Even a slight mistake will cause contact with the wall, so be careful and reach the finish line in one piece. How you take the first left-hander, turn 2, is very important in successfully getting through these corners. Make sure you don't approach turn 2 with too much speed. Try to get to the inside of turn 2 while braking, but if that proves too difficult, finish your braking in a straight line. After you exit that corner, enter turn 3 from the right lane and aim for the inside curb of the left-hand corner. Then take the corner as if you were driving straight. In this section, the approach...
I don't understand. It's so fake. Left-hand corner. Do you see the first turn is a left-hander, but is there any left-hander after that? No, there's like a right sweeping section and then a 180-degree right-hander. Then there's a left-hander behind that, but I don't think that's part of the test. It are only turn 2 and 3 as far as I understand. Maybe not. But also what he said, like, take the turn as if you're driving in a straight line. I don't even know what that means.
Approach for the corners plays a bigger role than throttle control.
It is really, really fake. So first he just reads up what you see on screen now, and that's also why I always listen to these voiceovers. What the hell? Oh my god, wrong button. But because they mostly read out
Now we'll use
the text that we already read, but they always add something extra. So that's also in this case. Check out the building at the rear with those wooden frames with glass windows in them. It's really good. But they always add something, so that's really useful to just listen to anyways. But what this here is added, I find it totally confusing. But maybe I will listen to it one more time. But I don't understand that last sentence. And also I have no idea which corner he's referring to with the left-hander. Only the first corner is a left-hander here. Subsequent two are right-handers.
Find S's from turn 2 to turn 3 of Tokyo Route 246. The entry speed to the corner is relatively high, and there is only one effective line through the section, so be careful where you drive. Also, the timing and entry to the turn is critical. Even a slight mistake will cause contact with the wall, so be careful and reach the finish line in one piece. How you take the first left-hander, turn 2, is very important in successfully getting through these corners. Make sure you don't approach turn 2 with too much speed. Try to get to the inside of turn 2 while braking, but if that proves too difficult, finish your braking in a straight line.
Alright, the next part is what I'm totally confused about.
After you exit that corner,
so that's turn 2, which is a left-hander, and then a right-hander comes up.
enter turn 3 from the right lane and aim for the inside curb at the left-hand corner.
Aim for the inside curb at the left-hand corner. Yeah. Is that the corner after the right-hander? Because we're currently in a right-hander. I have no idea.
Then take the corner as if you were driving straight. In this section,
take the corner as if you were driving straight. I don't know what that means.
The approach for the corners plays a bigger role than throttle control.
Ah, wait, it's a much shorter section. I thought we would also be doing that whole long right-hander. It's only so that's what they mean with the left-hander. I consider what you see on screen now, the map. I see that there's one S. Apparently that are all separate corners. Alright, then maybe it makes sense, but still. Aim for approach from the right side, aim for the inside curb of the left-hand corner, but this is already after turn 2, the first left-hander. I don't see any left-hander after that anymore, so I still find it super confusing, but I'm overthinking it, so let's just go. Cool car, very cool car, cool sound. Man, this is an easy test, or at least maybe the time is super strict, but at least it's not a long it's not a long test. Just need to know the braking points. Alright, we can attack this more aggressively. Although the car does tend to slide all over the place if you're trail braking. God damn it. What do... we only need half a second. It's not even that much. The gold and bronze times are quite close together in this one. God damn it. Alright, this could be very tricky maybe, I don't know. God damn it! Cannot even get out of the bronze time. What's up with that? Yeah, I think it's all about that first corner that you need to take much faster. 14.4, we need 2 tenths. It's indeed that first corner. Alright, quite a strict time. But I do like a challenge in this game. Goal times are generally quite strict. God damn it. Sorry. Man, look at the steering wheel. What an epic steering wheel. When airbags were not mandatory yet. God damn it, still in that within 2 tenths of the goal time. That's one tricky time. God damn it. Already feel when I'm taking too much speed out. God damn it. 200 is what we're missing. It's all about that first left-hander. It's really hard to gauge where you exactly have to brake and steer in. Super easy to just lift too much, drift too much, make any type of mistake. Dear fucking hell, man, fucking hell. Alright, it is quite frustrating actually. Ah, nice, again, one of those, I'm only 1,000 below the goal time, but whatever. Again, one of those unexpected gold runs. Right, let's see how fast the AI did it.
Now we'll use the blind S's from turn 2 to turn 3.
No, we cannot see that because the AI is glitching out. Unless
Tokyo Route 246. The entry speed to the corner is relatively high, and there is only one effective line through the section, so be careful where you drive. Also, the timing and entry to the turn is critical. Even a slight mistake will cause contact with...
Yeah, it says something like 14.2, 14.28 or something, but I don't know whether that's a valid time. Yeah, no, that is not even the goal time. You need to be below 14.2. So I have no idea how fast they are. Anywho, that will conclude it for this episode because it's already taking way longer than expected with the braking test. Next episode we are going to do Tsukuba. I like that track a lot. Toscana, didn't drive it a lot yet, but a little bit of rallying. Nürburgring, only the carousel should be doable. I mean, I've already driven the F40 for a lot in Monza in the before last episodes, pretty epic. And the Nürburgring itself also driven it a lot already. Then we have final section Tokyo, that is pretty tricky I must say, with some flowing corners. And then Deep Forest 2-lap battle in the BMW Z4M Coupe. Nice! Because that car is actually a car that I've driven quite a bit in real life. So I'm really looking forward to driving that one. I was not aware that that was the final car. That is amazing. And then I can immediately also afterwards buy it. Then we read the description and then we have it fully done. Because then we've driven it and we have read the description. I'm trying to drive and read the description of each car. That's good. That actually also applies to some cars over here. At least the ones that we've driven. But yeah, we've driven them only very briefly. But yeah, we did drive them. So if there are too many cars, I cannot drive them all extensively. Then what I will do is all the cars that we've driven in the license test, although it's not really like a full lap, but then I will just mark those as driven. We only need to read the description and then we will mark them as done. This is a cool car, by the way. It's an old Supra. And again, very regular car. Really like it that it's in the game as well. And then this pretty cool BMW M Coupe. I really don't like the cabriolet version, but this two-seater with closed roof, I really like it. Anywho, that concludes this episode. We will be continuing with the second half of the IB4 license test, IB6 to IB10 International B license in the next episode. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you there. For the meantime, do not forget, never forget, always do keep on gaming. Later.